Shalom. As always, all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And Lord willing, this one will be edifying to the elect. And all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, man. Because these prophecies, there's a lot of activities going on in the world, man. And I'm going to just read this real quick. It says, people are leaving negative reviews on the Fairmont Hotel after it got hit by a missile in Dubai. And some of the comments read, I do not recommend it. A rocket hit a room, no air defense system. And this is the spirit of the people in the world, man. They have no clue what the fuck is going on. Because why the hell are you trying to travel, to any area in the Middle East right now or close to Iran with the shit that's going on? They're not being circumspect. They're not aware of the times, and the scriptures go into this. So this is a quick hit. Lord willing, as I mentioned, it's edifying, and straight to the point. So here's a video of what's going on over there in Dubai.
Ouais, mais quand même, peut-être pas être pour incident. Ah, c'est fermé. Putain, tu es où?
This is the aftermath of the missile, man. The missile. Okay, so the first precept I'm going to read here is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, and it reads, For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. And this is what's going to be happening more and more. People are living their jolly lives, enjoying themselves, living their best lives, hunting their goals, making their travel plans, not really redeeming the times, right? Not really understanding what times we're in. And speaking of that, let me see if I had that queued up. I don't think I had this precept in the queue, but let's see. Through the Spirit, it came to mind. I possibly had it here. Let me see. I got Proverbs. I got Matthew. I got Isaiah. Okay. No. So this is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 16. And now before I get to that, let me see here. Let me see if I have it here in the BLB. No. Okay. All right. So this is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 16. And it reads, Redeeming the time because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of Yahweh is. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. And it's the Spirit that leads us and gives us that understanding of what's going on. It's not of ourselves. So we're not on here boasting that we're the most righteous and the most holy people. Okay, the Lord has bestowed, the Lord has put his Spirit, his light on us, in us, that understanding, that guides our steps, guides our understanding, that wisdom. Okay, all these things are gifts. We didn't make ourselves this way. All right, but this is a spirit that you want to be in. You want to be in a spirit where you're not drunk, where you're not unwise. You want to be in an understanding spirit. You want to know what the fuck is going on. Okay, so that's why it says redeem the times. Take heed to what's going on. Be aware of the times. All right. So let me go on to read this here again. So this is First Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So even though people are escaping now, they're not going to escape as it gets worse and worse and worse. It's going to get terrible before it's terrible. Things are not going to get better from now on. From this point on, things are just going to get worse and worse. And if you're not looking with a spiritual eye, you're not going to be able to see it, because you're going to be like, oh, things are back to normal. Everything is fine. But that's not the case. Things are crumbling. Nations are angry with the whore. Okay, it's already prophesied, in Revelation chapter 11, that the nations are going to lash out against this whore, man. The beast, because these nations comprise of the beast. And the whore is Babylon the Great, United States of America. Okay, and all nations are angry at this whore. And this bully, as the Apostle Tahar says, they're no longer the big bully in town, because they're gonna get ganged up on. Okay, so back to you, wicked ass people that are living comfortably. I'll read this. This is in Matthew chapter 17, verse 27, and it reads, they did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day Noah entered in the ark. So if you know the story of Noah, Noah has been building this ark for years, and people looked at him as crazy, as they do look at the men of the Lord on the highways and the byways for years upon years, preaching the word. The same thing happened in the days of Noah, right? In the days of Noah, people scoffed, they laughed, they continue living their lives, they continue traveling to Dubai, Iran, just giving an example, going to these different places, fulfilling their flesh, not really redeeming what's happening, not really taking heed to the warnings. And then he goes on to say, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven, and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. And who is the Son of Man? Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His true name is Yahushai. And his Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, his true name is Yahweh, and there's no other name under heaven wherein you can be saved. So those names are very important. Yahweh, Bahasham. Bahasham means in the name. Yahushai, in the name of Yahushai. So those are the names through whom, or those are the names that will bring forth salvation. Okay? And it's not enough just to know the names. You have to truly believe and be sincere. But you cannot redeem, or what should I say, you cannot be a receiver of salvation without knowing those names. Those names are very important. It's a strong tower. However, you people are in this spirit, Again, verse 30, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife. What happened to Lot's wife? She turned back and she got fucked. She got destroyed. You can't look back. This world is going to pass away. All of this world, the fashions of this world, everything that people care about, all of that bullshit is going to pass away. This world is very irrelevant, to the ones that have a kingdom mind. Okay? Because in our big brother's house, in our father's house, there's many mansions, as Yahushua said. So we're not worrying about this stupid ass world, man. We have our treasures in heaven, man. That's where our mindset is. But these people they're gonna get caught the fuck out. All right, and says, whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. Okay, and we, in the truth, hopeful men of the Lord, hopeful members of the hopeful elect, we've lost our lives for this truth, because what life did we have before? We're walking in the congregation of the dead. Okay, so in return, we hope to receive of that prize, that reward, and that deliverance, that salvation first and foremost, and also the rewards of the kingdom, also being rulers, also, rehearsing these acts and these how do I say it? Thinking about things as leaders, because we have a rulership mindset. The elect are the ones that are going to be ruling under Yahushua and under King David, right? And those are the things that we focus on: righteousness, a world which is ruled in righteousness. All right. So this is right. So I can leave that there. So this is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 26, and it says, I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Because you won't be able to make let me see if I can pull this up here. All right, it's gone. You won't be able to make any reviews, leave any reviews under any hotel page because it gets hit with a missile. Okay, that's a warning shot. All right. And that's how I looked at it. That's how I was like, man, these people don't understand. You almost died, but you're leaving a review that it's not safe. And that's the Lord still having mercy on you, wicked ass people, man. That's a warning of what's to come. You're not going to have time to leave any reviews in the times that are coming, the times ahead. As we said, things are going to get terrible before it's terrible. Okay? People are going to cry before they cry, really cry and mourn. So this is just an example, man, of what's to come. And this is beautiful. All right? So let me see here. All right, so Proverbs chapter 1, verse 26 once more. I also will laugh at your calamity, I will mock when your fear cometh, because you people are going to fear. When your fear cometh as a desolation and your destruction comes as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. Yeah, these people are going to say, Lord, Lord, I believe, save me. But the Lord is not going to hear your ass, man. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Scripture speaks about seek ye the Lord while he may be found. The Lord may be found now, but what are you people doing? You people are caught up in this world. Why the hell would you be in Dubai at this time, man? Because you're not aware of what's going on. Most of those people are heathens anyway. But Jake is no better. You have those you have Eve that lives over there. Not literally, but that's what they do for a living, man. A lot of them are going to get caught up. And I'm not surprised if I'm not surprised if they weren't a part of if they were a part of any casualties over there. I hope that's the case, because they're doing all kind of abominable wickedness, for money, eating feces and et cetera, et cetera. Don't even want to go too much into that, but it says, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh Shem Shai, because they don't have the fear of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, and they would none of my counsel, they despise all my reproof. And I think I have a precept here in the BOB. This is Psalm chapter 103, verse 17, and it says, but the mercy of Yahweh is from everlasting to everlasting. So it's unlimited. All right, it's unlimited for his elect. All right, upon them that fear him, and his righteousness unto the children's children. Okay, so the Lord's mercy is upon them that have the fear of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, but these people don't have the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, as it says. All right. Again, verse 29, Proverbs chapter 1, verse 29. For they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Ultimately, the Lord did not put the spirit on them to fear him. Okay. They didn't have a choice. All right. So let me just see here if I have anything else. That was another lesson. Okay. So let me see what else I have here, and I'll just close. Because that's pretty much it, man. You people are gonna continue in the spirit of what's the word I'm looking for? You're gonna continue in a gay spirit, a happy spirit. And that's just the delusion that the Lord has you people in. Okay? So I can probably read this once more and then close. So this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, and it says, For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And this is what's coming to America, Babylon the Great. This is what's coming to Europe as well. All the dwelling places of you Idumeans, all you so-called white people, which you're biblically Edomites, okay, you will not escape. Because the Lord's sword is going to bathe in heaven. And all of these missiles that you people, you Edomites have constructed and created, that's the Lord's weapons, man. The Lord uses you as your own tool of destruction to bring you down. That's what's going to bring you down, your own hands. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there. And as always, all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Murkahak, Wadash, Abad Babal, Shalom.